Do I look like any of these people? I don't think so. Do you like this lace? Let me know what you think. I'm digging it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things to do, and that is highlight and contour. So I think it is a skill that everybody needs to learn that is using makeup, because it is so amazing what a highlight and contour could do for you. Basically what it does is takes your face and really just shows and accentuates all the really beautiful features that you already have. So in today's video, what I wanted to do was half of my face I wanted to use all drugstore products, and half of my face I wanted to use high-end products. And the reason for that is mostly when I highlight and contour, I do use high-end products, and that's only because I've used them for a while and it works for me, and I really like those products. I have nothing against the drugstore products, and actually I don't think my face looks any different after doing it with half and half, but I do think that you can use both. I just overall prefer the high-end products. So today this is going to be the side that I did with the drugstore products, and then this side is going to be the one that I used all the high-end products.
I can't wait till someone's like, hey, did you draw a Sharpie on your hands? No, I got henna because I was on vacation, and that's what touristy people do on vacation.
I also want to say that highlighting and contouring is very different for each individual person. You really need to find what works best for you. So everybody has different facial shapes, everybody has different skin tones, so finding the right color, the right places to put the products, and all those different factors are going to be different for each individual person. So what I personally recommend is to take all these tips and tricks that I use today in my video and kind of see what works best for you. You know, if I do something in my video that works great for me, it might not be exactly what's going to be the best option for you, but you can at least see the techniques that I used and try and apply it to your routine. So one thing that I always think is so hard when doing a highlight and contour is to envision what it's going to look like in the end. So you'll see throughout the video that, you know, it starts off looking so strange and really dramatic, and you think, how is this going to turn into something beautiful in the end? But once you start adding all the layers and all the colors and the different dimensions, it all starts to come together. So I definitely encourage you to watch the whole video just so you can see the whole process of how it starts and really how it evolves into something completely different and really makes your face look amazing in the end. All of the products that I use, all the brushes I use, everything that I talk about will also be down in the description box below. And if there's anything that I forgot to talk about throughout the video, I'll definitely put it down there as well. If you want to see how I got this highlight and contour look, just please keep watching. So lately I've been really loving doing a cream contour and then doing a powdered contour over it. By no means do you have to do both. This is just what I prefer at this time. So let's go ahead and get started. For the drugstore side, I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer. These are really great concealers. They are like maybe $2. They're very varied on where you can find them, but I'll link down in the description box below where I have found them and where you can get them online. So the color that I'm going to be using today is creamy beige. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on and show you where I place it. I like to put it underneath my eyes just like this. You don't have to do it very precise just because we're going to be blending it all out. But you do want to do this triangle motion. I'm going to put a little bit down the bridge of my nose and up here a little bit on the T-zone right above my eyebrow. I am going to put a little bit here where my Cupid's bow is, and then a little bit on my chin. Now for the high-end side, I'm going to be using this Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color medium 1 or Custard. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the same places on this side, again just using the Nars Creamy Concealer. Again going in that triangle motion. A little bit down the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, my chin, and my Cupid's bow. Now, of course, I am doing a little bit more dramatic than I normally would do, and this is just so I can show you really where the shades are to be placed. So next, I want to focus on the dark colors. So now these are places that already basically exist with shadows, and you just want to make them more defined. So one of the biggest things with contouring is really trying to make your face more than one dimension. So in this case, I'll show you where I'm going to be putting the darker color. So the concealer that I'll be using is from Covergirl. This is the Invisible Concealer in the color Tawny Fawn.
Tawny Fawn, from the East Coast, sorry.
I actually realized that I don't even have a high-end dark cream concealer, so I'm going to be using this for both sides, but it'll be the only product that I use on the high-end side that is Drugstore. First, I'm going to focus the darker shade on my jawline. So one quick tip just to show you where you are supposed to place the actual product. If you take a brush just like this, or any straight product, and you just put the tip of it to the top of your ear and connect it to the bottom of your lips right here. So if you roll it around, you can kind of feel where your jawline already is, and it kind of sets in right there. Where that is where your contour should be placed. So the more product should be concentrated up here near your ear, and then slowly been blended into your area right here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you where I place those darker products. If you also smile, you can kind of see where your jawline naturally is and where you already see the shading, and that's where you want to place this. You don't need a ton of product, especially if you're using the darker color, mainly because you're going to be blending it out later. I also like to bring my contour up here. This just makes the face a little bit smaller. I find to have a little bit rounder of a face, so I like to make it a little bit more enclosed. So by putting the dark color up here in the jawline, so when you're putting the darker color up here in the hairline, it really makes the shadow look as though you have a smaller forehead. For me, I don't necessarily feel like I have a big forehead, so I don't contour too much up here, but I do like to place a little bit of the darker colors up there. So I'm just going to continue on this side. Again, I'm using this concealer from Covergirl on both sides just because I don't have a darker concealer to use for the contour. Another place that I like to focus the contour is where the natural shade is on your jawline here. So now that we have our cream all placed where it's supposed to be, the most important part of highlighting and contouring is blending. Whether it be cream or powder, you want to make sure that you're really blending out all of the colors just because you don't want to look like this the entire time. So my favorite tool to use to blend out all these colors is the Beauty Blender. If you have not heard of the Beauty Blender, you have got to purchase the Beauty Blender. So this is the size of the Beauty Blender when it is not wet, and then once you put it under water and you squeeze it, it expands to this size. So this one's a little bit dirty obviously because I've used it, but this is a brand new one I haven't touched yet. You can get these at Sephora. I will say they are a little bit pricey. They run about $20. I definitely recommend to get them on Amazon. I think I got this 2-pack for $28, but in the store at Sephora, they're definitely $20. For a little while, I was using a sponge from Real Techniques. This one's really dirty, but this is what their version looks like of the Beauty Blender. It's only about $5.99, and this is obviously dry, so when you wet it, it expands a little bit. I was loving this for about 6 months, and then I went back to the Beauty Blender and thought, oh my god, this is an amazing product and I have to go back to the Beauty Blender. So this is a great alternative if you're trying to save some money, but if you are able to splurge and use the Beauty Blender, it is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and blend out these colors, mainly because I want to make sure that they don't set on my face while I'm talking to you. I'm going to go ahead and just start pressing in with a sponge all of the highlighted colors. This sponge does an amazing job of making sure that the product is really placed, not all in one spot, and that it blends out seamlessly. So I'm going to go ahead and just blend all of this out. So as you can see, I have blended out most of the concealer, and I'm going to go ahead and move to the darker concealers just so you can see the actual blending out of that. In here, I'm really just pushing up. You want to make sure you don't bring this down when you're blending it in, because you want to make sure that the contour pretty much stays in one place, and that's where it is right here on your jawline. Again, here, when you're blending out the contour on your forehead, you want to make sure you're going up into your hairline and not down, because that'll really mess with the actual highlight that we're doing. And I'm just dabbing this contour. I'm not necessarily brushing it, but with the sponge, if you just dab it, it really does a great job of blending it. You can even use the other side too if you want to really focus on blending it up. You cannot blend enough. Blending, I think, is the most important part of contouring. Okay, so now you can really see the dimensions starting to come together. So now you can see right here is where I've really darkened up, lightened in this T-zone here. And now we're gonna go ahead and go in with some powders and just set all of that. One thing that I do sometimes, but not always, is contour my nose a little bit. So I will show you just quickly what I do to contour my nose, but I don't do this all the time. This is if you really want to go ahead and make your nose look a little bit more thin. You can use this technique and it'll help your nose look a little bit smaller. So I'm going to just go back in with that darker color. It also helps to break up, because it's not all just bright right here. It breaks it up a little bit. So first you're going to start to just take this color just down a little bit down the middle. And kind of just connect it here at the nose. Now you're going to go in with the Beauty Blender again and just blend that out. As you can see, it really did divide the color a little bit better, just so it's not all one bright shade right here. I will keep blending it out because I think it is a little bit dramatic for me today, but I just want to show you what you can do to make your nose look slimmer. Depending on your skin type and your preference, you may want to stop here, and just use this cream contour, or you can continue on and set it all with a powder. You could, set it with a powder that is translucent, meaning it wouldn't add any additional color to it, or you can do what I'm going to do, which is add some contour with colors that I actually have here today. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with setting the highlight shades, and what we're going to do is use on the drugstore side this product right here. You can't even see it anymore because I've had this for so long that the label's not even on it, but this is the Rimmel Stay Matte Pressed Powder in the color Nude Beige number 20. I'm going to be using this brush from BH Cosmetics. You'll see that I use these brushes in a lot of my tutorials. They are really inexpensive, and I believe the last time I looked about a week ago, they were on sale for I think $12 for a set of like 15 different brushes, and I pretty much use them every single day. So any information about the brushes that I use will be down in the description box below, or if you have any questions, feel free to write in the comment section and I will definitely answer you back. And just go ahead and set that under eye concealer, and this will help to really brighten it. And to set it to make sure that it doesn't crease throughout the day. So other places that I put that highlight are on my chin, my cupid's bow, up here on my forehead. So on the high-end side today, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and this was the original one that came out quite a while ago. I know it's really dirty. But this is a great contour kit. I think it's about $40 and I absolutely love it. I pretty much use all the shades in it. Today I'm going to be using on this high-end side this powder right here, and then also this one right here. I'm going to use a combination of both of these. Again, I'm just putting this powder anywhere where I put the highlight. As you can see, I think that it really helped to brighten up the under eye, in which I really, like I said, like a really bright under eye. So I really love the banana color powder from this kit. So next we're going to focus on the contour itself, again using the powder. For the drugstore side, this is an awesome contour shade. This is the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in the color Sunny. This is just a couple dollars from your drugstore, and it is great. I find myself buying these all the time. I've gone through probably about 5 in my lifetime, but they last forever. And I really like this color. It's a really great color. In the pan, it looks a little bit light, but it actually comes out kind of dark. So for the actual contour, you can use a variety of brushes. Today, I'm just going to be actually using a fluffy blending brush. This is typically just used for eyeshadow, but for me, I really like it because it's small and it gets into the crease where I really need it to go. It's also pretty small in the sense that it can really place that product exactly where I put it. And I'm going to go over, like I mentioned, right here at the top of my ear, right to the where my jawbone actually is. And again, I'm going to just make sure that I really concentrate the product on the beginning up here and then just really blend it down. It might look a little bit dramatic at first, but then we're going to blend it out so it doesn't look so harsh. So there you can see where the dark contour is, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep going with other places where I like to put this darker contour. I'm not going to do it too much on my nose since I didn't want to really emphasize that in this tutorial, but I will show you where I place it. So I'm just going over the same places where I put that cream contour, and again, this is just to set it. So you can already see the difference from this side to here. with using that darker contour. Now for the high-end side, I'm going to be using the Kat Von D palette, and I'm going to be using this color right here in the middle. This is Shadowplay, and this is a nice matte color. One thing I probably should emphasize is when you're using the highlight and contour colors, specifically for the contour, you want to make sure you're not using anything that has shimmer in it or sparkles. Really, you want to make sure you stay with the matte colors, mainly because you don't want to emphasize any imperfections where you're placing this actual product. So you want to make sure that those colors are matte. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side, again with this Kat Von D. I know it looks really harsh right now, but we're going to blend it out, so don't worry about that. I think this whole tutorial probably looks so dramatic to begin with, but we're going to be blending it out as much as we can. It's the #1 thing for doing this contouring. So now you can see I'm just going in these circular motions and really blending it out. Again, most of the product is really concentrated up here, and it gets less and less as we go towards the mouth. Step of this contouring for me is I like to go in with this brush from Real Techniques. This is their contouring brush, and this is just a little bit bigger surface area than the fluffy brush that I used, and this is going to really help blend all the products and all the colors that I've put in here. Now I really like to warm up the face with a lighter, warmer contour color, so that's why I primarily go back to this Anastasia contour kit, because I use this one color that I think is just fabulous. So I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to go ahead and go over that shade just to really blend it all out. And again, I'm just going to use these circular motions, and this will really help, like I said, blend out that darker color under there. Now earlier when we put the cream contour on, you saw that I went up the edges here, I went a little bit on my forehead, and then a little bit down here on my jawline. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this color, where I didn't go with the actual contour. I'm going to just brighten up my face a little bit and warm it up a little bit. So I'm going to go here on the side of my forehead, a little bit at the top. I don't want to bring this down too far because I already have kind of a small forehead, so I don't want to make it look too small, but I will just go over it lightly.
Oh no, that's the drugstore side.
This is another great NYC product. This is the Sun and Bronze Bronzing Powder. It kind of has all these different colors in it, but I like to use it for to warm up the face as well. So I'm going to do the same thing with that on this side. Again, just using circular motions just to blend out all those colors that we put in there. Again, going underneath here, underneath the chin with the jawline. So now that I've tried to blend out as much as I can, I'm going to go ahead in with this duo fiber brush. I believe this is from E.L.F. Again, I'll put it in the description box below. And what this is going to do is I'm just going to brush this all over my face, and this really helps to just do any last minute blending that I may have not gotten with the products that I used already. So I want to go ahead and just use this on my entire face. So this is the final product that I came up with, and this is what I typically do for my highlight and contour. I know right now it also looks a little bit weird just because I haven't done my eyelashes, my eyeshadow, my lipstick, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go off camera and just put all those things on and then show you the final result and kind of how it all looks once it's all together. Ta-da! By the power of editing, you can now see that my face is fully finished. I added just a couple things. I did my eyes, my brows, put a little bit of lipstick on, and I also added some blush and some highlighter. You can see how seamless it looks and how beautiful it looks after blending it all out and putting on these additional features. So I hope that you liked this video, and I hope it was informational for you. I hope you learned something. If there's any questions that you have that I didn't address today, feel free to write them in the comment section below, and I will definitely get back to you. As I mentioned earlier, I do not always do this extravagant and this dramatic of a highlight and contour. I specifically did it a little bit more dramatic today just so you could see it a little bit better than I normally do. I don't even wear makeup Monday through Friday, so when I go out on the weekends or whatever, I always like to really intensify my highlight and contour just because it's so fun and it really does accentuate the features that already exist on your face. So again, I hope you like this video, and I will see you all soon. Thanks! One thing that I want to address is that I don't even wear makeup Monday through Friday. It's not something that I do when I go to work. I don't really ever wear makeup. That is a lie. You just lied to your subscribers that you don't ever wear makeup. I mean, where did that even come from? Of course you wear makeup. You freaking love makeup. Blinded by love. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. That was a doozy. Whoa. Volume. Oh my god, I have such an itchy eye. The struggles of not messing up your makeup by itching your eye. It's to be where you want to emphasize the most accentuant? Oh dear.